The other last vlog wasn't very good, so I'm retrying it. Hello, Dracorex here. Sorry for the lack of content on YouTube. Apparently that's annoyed YouTube itself, which has given me an email saying it's limiting some of my channel's features because of my recent activity. What activity? It's been quiet here. I haven't uploaded any vlogs, I haven't done any animations. What activity exactly is it that they find iffy? Is it just that I haven't been doing anything? If so, here's a vlog, a better version of the previous one. Where have I been? Well, it's been a busy 2023 for me. There's been ups, there's been downs, there's been goods, there's been bads. Let's start at the beginning. Start with the headphones. I was starting to work on them for the growth drive in March, when I decided it was about time I did clean my bedroom, so I started cleaning that. This was in February. And the day after I did some serious vacuuming and laundry, my allergies flared so bad in my room I couldn't be in here, so my dad had to do the cleaning. Speaking of which, I need to vacuum again at some point. So my dad had to do deep clean my room for me, unfortunately. Thankfully, he did an amazing job. Look at my bookshelf. Oh, does it not look lovely? Everything on display as it should be. Also nice over here too, mostly. And he added this to my room. That's a drawing desk I've had for years and years and years, but never used because it doesn't really fit my space, as you can see. Why doesn't it fit the space? Well, it's just too big. For years and years I used a laptop stand as my drawing table. It worked fine, but this is just as good, if not sturdier. It's probably about time I upgraded. Does mean that my new setup makes drawing a little harder because I have to look at my screen here for references and to do gestures. Speaking of my screen, right after my room was finally cleaned, I went up to my room and turned my computer on, and I started getting a weird funky smell out of it. It smelled like someone was burning. Uh-oh. They tell me it was just the fan, but as you all know, I've been meaning for years to upgrade my machine, so I did. Thanks to several friends of mine suggesting me what kind to go with, I went with a Skytech. But while I was not here, I slept downstairs. Again. Same as I did when I was sleeping downstairs while Dad was cleaning my room. While this was happening, I was also, working on the Tribal Hunter comic here. I started last year, doing last few pages for that. And working on the drive, too. I was able to work on downstairs some as well. Worked on the woozles and the backdrop some. Then the new computer comes damaged, a broken leg, a ripped case, a damaged box it came in, missing a few pieces. Uh-oh. So we returned that, bought a new one that came in mostly good shape. Just have removed the tape on the grill in front. The grill falls off. And it's a little wobbly, but on the whole it works. Until it doesn't. After getting that working, in mid-March, my monitor decided not to work properly. This monitor. Why couldn't I use my old monitor? Different plugs. The cable I first tried with this thing didn't want to work. Like, I noticed a distortion on my screen and some images I had been looking on at Faye at. It'd be like this discoloration that slowly grew and grew until my screen broke into these horrible stripes everywhere. Uh-oh. I asked my friends about it. It's just a different cable. Got a different cable? Happened again. Switched to my TV as a monitor. Smaller screen means less workspace, but it worked fine. Got a different cable. Tried again. Did it again. Then one of my friends suggested, why don't you plug into the back of your machine? Or plug into a different port or something. Or I'm not even sure what they suggested, but it magically fixed itself. Then the sound I noticed was having issues. For some reason, this machine is a lot quieter sound-wise than my old one. Like, on my old one, I could get by wearing my headphones at 2% volume and be fine dandy. Here it had to be in the 20s. Uh-oh. But doable. Then, in some point in April, I happened to scoot back in my chair, hang downstairs for supper, and caught the cord, as has happened before, and the cord dragged my new computer along and bent the audio jack. Of course, I didn't notice it being that badly bent at first because I could mostly get the sound to work, but then I noticed the sound would cut out on side of my headphones. So like, oh dear, better use my spare pair. Happened with that pair. I'm like, wait. Tested my pairs downstairs. They worked fine. It was the computer. If I yank on the cord just right, the sound comes back properly. So we went and got speakers. Speakers had the same problem, apparently. One channel was dead completely. Unless I pulled on the jack. Well, we fixed that by plugging it directly into the back of the machine instead on the top. Though when I tried to plug into the monitor, I had to boost the volume even more so. Also, by plugging into the right jack in the back, I stopped the horrible static that kept happening more and more frequently. And while this was happening, I had to deal with my allergies. In May, I finally got the drive started. And every few week or so, I'd go outside, sit on the deck, read. It was lovely. Until I wasn't. One day, I decided to take my mask off. You see, I was wearing it because of my allergies, so it's all in my head. I'll just take the mask off, enjoy the nice fresh air on the back, on the porch, and well, day after my allergies were worse than ever. Oops. Then I was gone for a week for vacation, a computer-free vacation, which was nice. We went to the Cape, got to walk on the beach with my dad. We went to a museum or two, even got a few souvenirs. It was nice, real nice. Come back in May. Drive's taking longer than expected because no one's donating, but I figure it's fine. Just keep going. Get going. And then I realized I'm still not quite ready for them to do the bloat thing when I do the multipliers. So I started working on those, thinking it'd be like a few days, most fix. A hell of a lot of problems popped up on my precious boys. Shape key breaks. Faces break. Quills break. Casts break. Modifiers break. Textures even broke. But of course, by break, I mean sloppy with the textures, probably assigned the weights on the modifiers wrong. The rigging for the quills was different from the buy because I had to re-rig the buy a few times. So I had to remake the quills using the buy mesh again. But eventually I got it done. I'm like, why don't I spice it up a little bit more? Make it so they can also flip from Hefflump to Woozle and Woozle to Hefflump. That took more time and more headaches. But I got that done too. That took all of June to do. Also, all my time is being eaten up by Tears of the Kingdom. Great game. Wish there weren't so many Koroks to find. But Nintendo's done again with that one. Beautiful game. July. I managed. Most of July, I'm still working on fixing these models. The base Hefflumps work fine. I'll tell you that right now. The best base Hefflumps work fine. So the base Woozles. Like, I finished all the models back in April, I believe, and posted that to Patreon. They have seen with each ones, with the variations of them, with the different ears, different hands, different feet, different quills, different genders even. Yes, there's even a female Hefflump. How lovely. But when I worked on the key ones for the growth drive, Butch the Hefflump, Accordion the Hefflump, Hefty the Hefwump, Lewd the Woozle, L-U-D, not L-E-W-D. Dear heads out of the gutters, I'm safe quirk only. And Symbol the Woozle, and Whip the Woozle. When I start working on those to make them bootable for the drive, they break, as I said. But I got those fixed too, and they will flip-flop between each other. But as stated, the Hefwumps and Woozles work just fine. Base form, but when you want to make them inflate, that's when they break. But eventually I got that done. So I posted part 5 at last. It only took me a month and a half to do. Then I upload that, find out I have to fix some things, re-render, upload that again. 6 weeks ago, and then I saw it, since I don't want to have another round where I work and do a squib because no one donated, I'm waiting for a donation roll in before I do the next part 6. And until then, I'm going to work on the Tribal Hunter comic, which is going great and exceptionally slow. I got 3 out of 35 pages going here. 2 are mostly done, though I may revise them because I got the forum wrong in the backdrop. And I'm having a lot of trouble with panel 1 of page 3, but I'll mull through somehow. There's been a lot more going on here. Stuff I mentioned in the vlog, but I feel now it's kind of inappropriate to mention. Just now, if you're wondering where all my animations are, why I haven't done them, it's not just because of the Hefwumps and Woozles, my precious babies. Ah, I love them still. They're so beautiful, so good looking. I want to do stuff with them, but I want to do stuff with other models too. And I want to make more models. I'm a bit of a model maniac. Yeah. So yeah, I haven't even Minecraft in years. And I'm sorry I haven't done any animating. I'm sorry I haven't been very active, but please forgive me on what's been going on. Both what I just told you about and other stuff. And a whole lot of stress. But hey, that's life, right? As my dad would say, those who keep working towards a goal will eventually achieve it in the end. And I'm trying here, folks. Anyway, I'm sorry for the error upload. That was more of a rushed thing because I was upset with what YouTube sent me in my email. I really wanted the next one to be animation, guys, but I don't even have one cooking yet. I mean, I had a few flashes in the plan, some ideas here, some there, but nothing concrete enough to actually go for it. And I did almost go for one, but I'm not sure if I'll continue that. But yeah, that's the gist of it. I do hope the next video will be animation, but if it isn't, please don't hold that against me. I'm trying. Just very behind. Thank you and good night.